I have a bombshell story coming out of South Florida from the sheriff near the Donald Trump golf course where the assassination attempt on Donald J. Trump's life took place. I want to go through this because, unlike the Butler, Pennsylvania assassination attempt, where law enforcement was saying, we don't think it was more than one person, we believe it was a lone shooter, the police in Florida are saying we do believe it was a conspiracy to kill the former president. And I want to get into that. I'm going to go deep on two stories instead of 10 different stories to try to flesh out what's really going on. So thank you for joining me. Now, we just had another crazy weekend with former President Donald Trump surviving a second attempt on his life in only the last 2 months. Imagine what his family must be going through. Imagine what Melania must be going through. Donald Trump Jr. said, I'm getting really sick and tired of telling my 5 kids why their grandpa might be killed. It's getting really old. Now, to recap, Donald Trump was golfing yesterday at his club in West Palm Beach, Florida, when a Secret Service agent who was one hole ahead of Trump spotted a rifle barrel sticking out of the bushes through a chain link fence. Now, thankfully, Trump was not hit, and the suspect has been arrested thanks to Secret Service and drone technology spotting his car and following him until they could get him arrested. Now, the previous attempt came from a rooftop, but this time the suspect had created what many are calling a sniper's nest in bushes that were protected by trees and bushes. He was roughly 400 yards from President Trump, but as they came closer and got around the bend, he would have been within 100 yards and easily able to take a shot at the president. Now, according to the New York Post, the suspect, 58-year-old Ryan Wesley Routh, had been hiding in the makeshift sniper's nest for 12 hours. Now, this raises an important question. How did Ryan Routh know that Donald Trump would be golfing later that day? This event was not on the public schedule. Only a very few people actually knew about it. Now, Ryan Routh had been hiding in the bushes since 2 a.m. on Sunday morning. We know this because his cell phone data showed that he was there since about 2 in the morning. Now, let me know over in the comments, who do you think leaked President Donald Trump's secret schedule? Was it somebody in Secret Service? Was it somebody at the golf course? Was it someone in Donald Trump's inner circle? Was it somebody related to DHS or the FBI? I don't know. But somebody leaked this. There's no way that this guy had a 1 in a million shot of guessing that Donald Trump would be exactly where he would set up this sniper's nest. Now, listen to this. Ugly, disgusting Democrats online are now saying, because Trump has been attacked twice and not been killed, it's obvious that Trump is behind these assassination attempts on his life in order to win sympathy votes and beat Kamala Harris. These people are sick in the head. They are demented. This is a human being that has gunfire coming at him, and they're now saying that he's trying to fake his own death so that he could get sympathy votes. These people have Trump derangement syndrome, and they are sick in the head. By the way, thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos. I was just looking at my YouTube, and you guys gave one of my videos last week close to 120,000 likes. So thank you guys so much for all of your support. When you hit that like button, it tells YouTube and Rumble, share this content with others. So thank you for sharing and liking. Now, Ryan Routh fled the scene in a car with stolen license plates, but was eventually tracked down and arrested. Apparently, he was very calm. He suspected that they didn't know it was him, so he was trying to play it cool. Now, in this sniper's nest, agents found a GoPro camera and a loaded SKS sniper rifle, indicating that he was either planning to record himself, did record himself, or had hoped to get the kill shot of Donald Trump on camera. Just disgusting, right? Now, Ryan Routh's background sheds some light on who he really is. He has a long criminal history dating back to 2002 when he had a standoff with police officers and was charged with a felony for possessing a weapon of mass destruction. While the term weapon of mass destruction might suggest something like a bomb, in this case, it was a fully automatic machine gun, which is illegal. Even 20 years ago, Routh had a habit of using guns inappropriately and running into police. Now, after a traffic stop, he barricaded himself before being arrested. His criminal record includes various misdemeanors, including hit and run, resisting arrest, and concealed weapons violations. Now, given Ryan Routh's history, Routh should never have had this gun, which begs the question, where did he get this gun? As you know, it's not hard to get your hands on illegal guns if you know the right people and you start asking around. This is why gun laws and gun reform don't really make sense. If criminals want to get guns and kill people, they will get their hands on those weapons. Now, according to ABC News, one of the charges against him is for possessing a firearm with an obliterated serial number, making it clear that he illegally obtained this gun. Now, some are starting to speculate that he got this gun in Ukraine, where he went in order to fight Vladimir Putin. Now, as for his political affiliation, Routh was once a Trump supporter, but that came to an end. We know this because he registered to vote as a Democrat. Plus, in a now deleted Twitter post from 2020, he wrote, at real Donald Trump, while you were my choice in 2016, I and the world hoped that President Trump would be different, better than the candidate, but we were all greatly disappointed, and it seems you are getting worse and devolving. I will be glad when you're done. Now, this disappointment came from the narrative around January 6th and Trump's decision to withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal. So Ryan Routh wrote a book where he literally begs Iran to devise a plan in order to take Donald Trump off planet Earth. So this guy has very, very bad feelings. And over time, his mind devolved to the point where he wanted to take Donald Trump off of planet Earth. All right, now I have a big bombshell shocker for you. Like even I was a little bit caught off guard. But first, let me just take a minute to tell you about today's video sponsor. If you're a homeowner like me, when is the last time you checked the title of your house? You know, that legal document that proves that you're the owner? If the answer is never, then you need to know about a fast-growing scam called house stealing. Now, I was recently given a demonstration on how easy it is to scam somebody and take away their house. And honestly, I was shocked. Now, this document is called a quitclaim deed. And basically what you do is you fill out this form that you print off the internet, you apply a fake signature, and then you go buy a fake notary stamp off of the internet. You pay a small fee, you go down to the recorder's office, and boom, they transfer that house out of your name into the name of the criminal without your knowledge. Now, here's the thing. They don't want your house. They want the equity in your house. So then what they do is they go take out loans in your name and you don't know about it. And then they disappear, leaving you with a financial and legal nightmare. But you can protect yourself right now from these despicable criminals through triple lock protection with HomeTitleLock.com. The first step is easy. Just check on whether your home title is still in your name. You can find out now at HomeTitleLock.com. Enter your address and you'll receive a complete title scan to see if you've been scammed already. Now, make sure to use promo code Gardner, and this scan and a free 30-day trial of their triple lock protection will be yours totally free. The link is down below. It's HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code Gardner. Again, do it right now, HomeTitleLock.com. Okay, now listen to this. Sheriff Snider down in South Florida is now suspicious that Ryan Routh is part of a greater conspiracy to kill Donald Trump. The sheriff says, how on earth Did Ryan Routh know that the former president would be golfing that morning? How on earth did he get his hands on a gun so quickly? How on earth did they pull this plan together? Why did he have backpacks with tiles to give himself, basically to bulletproof himself? How did he know exactly where to go so that he could be within 100 yards of former President Donald Trump and still be protected by trees and bushes? How did he know all of this? How did he know Donald Trump's schedule? Now I'm going to roll the tape, and at the end, he tells you that he believes that there is a conspiracy to kill Donald Trump.
2 miles to get all the resources in play so we could surround that vehicle and force it to a stop.
How was he driving when your deputy saw him?
How was he driving when we saw him? He was smart. He was just driving with the flow of traffic. Yeah, I think that he may have thought he got away with it. Of course, he couldn't have known that there was a witness who really did the right thing, took a picture of him, took a picture of the tag. And he may have thought he got away with it. Of course, he couldn't have known that there was a witness who really did the right thing, took a picture of him, took a picture of the tag. And he was just going to drive himself back to wherever he came from.
Did he have any, to your knowledge, any ties to Martin County or the Treasure Coast?
Yeah, to my knowledge, does he have any ties to Martin County? I think the answer, to my knowledge, the answer is no, I have no knowledge. I think what we're finding out, he's not from this area.
This guy's not even from this area. Somehow he shows up, he gets into his hiding nest, he gets set up 2 a.m, and then he sits there. And they know this because of his cell phone data that was transmitting, right? He's all set up. How did he know when to be there, where to be, how to get within 100 yards so that he could pop off his shots?
Of course, raises the bigger question is, how does a guy from not here get all the way to Trump International, realize that the president, former president of the United States, is golfing and is able to get a rifle in that vicinity? I think that's the question the FBI, the Secret Service are laser focused on today. Is this guy part of a conspiracy? Is he a lone gunman? If he's a lone gunman, President Trump is that much safer because we have him. But if he's part of a conspiracy, then this whole thing really takes on a very ominous tone.
And Sheriff, you mentioned the witness.
Okay, so the sheriff is saying, I hope that this is a lone gunman. Otherwise, we're investigating a conspiracy to kill the former president of the United States. But again, how would this guy know, right? Like the Butler, Pennsylvania shooting, that was publicly broadcast. They knew the Secret Service was coming in. They knew the police were going to be there. And yet Thomas Matthew Crooks somehow perfectly lines up right in the blind spot of the 2 different crow's nests of snipers. He perfectly lines up in the blind spot on a roof where he has the best shot at the president's head. And they're saying, we believe that he's a lone gunman. Right now, down in Florida, you have the sheriff's department saying, we don't think he was a lone person. We actually believe it's a conspiracy to get Donald J. Trump. Now, let me know, please, in the comments, do you believe that Ryan Routh acted alone? Let me know. If you do, I want you to type Y for yes. And if you don't, I want you to type N for no. I definitely want to hear from you. But I think we can all agree something isn't adding up. It's one thing to be Trump derangement syndrome. It's a different thing altogether to know someone's secret schedule, exactly where they'll be, exactly where to hide, and how to get within 100 yards with a high-power rifle. That's what I'm saying doesn't add up. Now, by 2022, Routh had become a vocal supporter of Ukraine, even offering to fight in their military and die for their country. However, he was turned down due to his age and lack of experience. When it became clear that he wouldn't be able to join the Ukraine-Russia war, Routh took it upon himself to become a recruiter. So he was going around the United States and around the streets of Kiev, and he was trying to recruit people into the war. Now, if I had to take a wild guess, Trump's reported lack of support for Volodymyr Zelensky and Ukraine, and the fact that he doesn't want to just keep sending hundreds of billions of dollars of U.S. taxpayer money, this might be why Routh was extremely disappointed in Trump and became the perfect patsy in order to take him out. But again, it's all speculation until we learn more. Now, naturally, with the name Ukraine being tossed around, it is a little bit suspicious, right? Now, Ukraine, without being asked, had their Azov battalion military unit come forward and say, it wasn't us. It wasn't us. And if anyone says that it was, it's Russian propaganda, right? Now, what's that line from Shakespeare? Methinks thou dost protest too much. Like, nobody asked you, why are you coming out and immediately getting in front of this saying, even if people start saying this, it's Russian propaganda. Now, in journalism, you have to consider the source. Two things about the source. Number one, Ukraine wants Kamala Harris to win the election because then she has unlimited access to U.S. taxpayer money for the next decade. She can literally fulfill Biden's signed promise to give them unlimited amounts of money for the next 10 years. The other thing is, and you can Google this, the Azov battalion of Ukraine is full of Nazis. I'm serious. You can look this up. It's a former Nazi faction built around their leader, Bandera. And it's one of the reasons that Putin attacked. He said he wanted to denazify Ukraine. This is the group of Nazi war leaders. And they are immediately coming out saying, we didn't do this. We didn't give him a gun. We didn't tell him to take out Trump. And if you hear that, it's Russian propaganda. I don't know. Just something about it is a little bit suspicious. Now, Donald Trump himself blamed the Biden-Harris administration for inciting this attack on him, specifically using rhetoric which falsely makes him appear as a threat to democracy, that falsely makes people believe he's as bad as Adolf Hitler. Now, during an interview with Fox News, Donald Trump stated he believed the rhetoric of Biden and Harris, and he acted on it. Their rhetoric is causing me to be shot at. When I am the one who is going to save the country, they are the ones destroying the country, both from the inside and out. These are the things that dangerous fools like this shooter listen to. This is the rhetoric they listen to. So basically, he's saying all of the Democrat Party, but Biden and Kamala especially, they're using inflammatory, incendiary language, which is making people believe if I could just take out Trump, I could save the country. That's what he believes is going on. Now, I thought this was interesting. President Biden reached out to him directly and said that he was sorry once again to hear that he was being shot at. Now, it's really interesting. Ever since Biden had this soft coup and he was thrown out of the White House and replaced by Kamala Harris, he's been wearing Make America Great hats again. He's been reaching out to Donald Trump. They stood next to each other at the 9/11 commemoration ceremony. It's like he's softening on Trump because Trump isn't the one that tried to take him out. It was Kamala Harris and Barack Obama. All right, now, Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida is refusing to turn Ryan Routh over to the feds because he said openly he does not trust that they will do a true and fair investigation based on everything he's seen them do against Donald Trump. He says, regardless, Florida will do its own investigation since it happened in Florida. Now, what I think he means by that is the Fed is going to strong arm him and take Ryan Routh, but they cannot stop him from doing a sheriff-led investigation or a state investigation because it happened within the border of Florida. All right, now I wanted to go live and share this last thing with you, but suddenly Donald Trump being shot at became the biggest news story in America. But I have not given up on my belief that ABC News rigged the election in favor of Kamala Harris. Her answers were too polished. She was not fact-checked, as the whistleblower alleges. She was not questioned on Joe Biden's mental health as the campaign demanded. Now, let me read these to you. It says, an affidavit from an ABC whistleblower alleging biased moderation practices has now been made public, though the person's name has been redacted for their safety. A whistleblower who is not a supporter of Donald Trump, according to the whistleblower letter, had this to say. Now, let me add this so that you guys can see what I'm reading here. So, number one, Kamala Harris received similar questions in advance to the debate. Isn't that something? The very practice questions they gave her ended up being the questions they asked. But guess what? They didn't give those practice questions to Donald Trump. Number two, the Harris administration allegedly prevented ABC News from questioning Joe Biden's health and whether Kamala Harris knew anything about it. Number three, they reportedly blocked inquiries into allegations against Kamala Harris's brother-in-law being accused of embezzling billions of dollars in taxpayer money. Oh, isn't that interesting? They weren't allowed to ask about that. The fact that her brother-in-law is being accused of pilfering billions of dollars from U.S. taxpayers. Okay, let me get back to this. I think we're on number 4. ABC News employees are said to be fearful of potential retribution from Donald Trump. The whistleblower claims to have secret recordings proving the Harris administration pressured moderators to fact-check Donald Trump. Now, this one I think is really interesting. If this whistleblower can get in to Republicans in the Senate and get whistleblower protection, those tapes can come forward. And this person is saying that they have secret audio recordings of the Harris administration pressuring moderators to fact check Donald Trump and not to fact check her. Number 6, ABC News was allegedly instructed on which questions to avoid during the debate with Donald Trump. Now, again, a lot of this has been redacted. This is not a fan of Donald Trump. And I look forward very much to this information being revealed to us. Now, please let me know in the comments, do you think Kamala Harris cheated and took the questions in advance? That's why she had such polished answers. That's why they didn't ask her about her brother-in-law who has embezzled billions of dollars. That's why they didn't ask her about her participation in the cover-up of Joe Biden's declining mental health. And that's why they fact-checked her 0 times and Donald Trump 7 times. Let me know in the comments. I gotta go. I love you guys. Please give this video a like. These are bombshell stories coming at you. I went deeper than normal. I hope you appreciate that. If you do, give this video a like because it helps me get the word out. Please share this with family and friends. They've got to know there is a conspiracy to kill Donald Trump. There's also a conspiracy to rig the debate in Kamala Harris's favor, and the police are the ones saying this. It's not Stephen Gardner. Hey, I love you guys so much. I appreciate you, and I will see you on the next video.